Hello everyone, I'm Lily, also known as the Furniture Doctor, and today we are back with a new project. This little green table, coffee table? I don't know. I found this coffee table at a thrift store in Ruidoso, New Mexico. I was up there for an eye doctor appointment. I was like, you know, let me just stop at a thrift store. And so I stopped at this small little quaint one and I saw this on my way out. It was being used as a display and I was like, how much is that? Can you take all the stuff off so I can check it out? And long story short, I bought it for $30. I almost didn't get it because there's no name on it, but it's incredibly heavy. It has this really cool shape to it, like these rounded, like smoothed out edges. I just liked how it was open, and you can kind of like see through it. I thought the color was cool, even though you already know we're going to take this paint off and see what's underneath. I'm pretty sure it's solid oak underneath, but yeah, I figured it was really cute for $30, supporting a charity, a fun project, why not? Let me show you a closer look. So here it is. It has this base on it, and then you can see through to the other side. It kind of has this like space age feel about it. It does look like a dog may have gotten to it at some point in time. That's okay, nothing we can't at least try to fix. And there's some other dings along the edges, like right there. Like I said, it's incredibly heavy, so I think it's very well made. There doesn't seem to be any primer underneath this paint, so I'm hoping it comes off easily. Like how cool would this be, this little slot to put a whole bunch of books and like coffee table books. What I'm gonna try to do now is lift this coffee table onto this little workbench that I made, so it's slightly more ergonomic when it comes to stripping it and working on it, so I'm not like hunched over like a little gremlin. But it's gonna be interesting lifting this on there because it's so big and awkward and heavy. A little bowing here, but that's okay. All right, this is, I don't know, now it's kind of high up, but we'll work like this. Then if we have to, we can lower it to the ground, but can't win them all. Okay, I have a mask on if I sound kind of muffled. PPE. So here we go. Here's what we're using. This is the stuff that I like the best out of paint strippers. I just feel like it works the best. It also has like the most chemicals, which is why you want to be wearing the right PPE. So we're just gonna glob it on. There we go. That was actually kind of a lot, but that's okay. Now I have this brush. It's my stripping brush. We are just going to move it around. I feel like this is gonna come off pretty easily. I see it bubbling a little bit, which is awesome. See it starting to bubble back there? So good. This has literally been only on for a minute. That's a good sign. All right, let's give it a little bit of time to work and then we'll start scraping. It's been about 15 minutes and this is what it's looking like. Pretty good. There's some spots, oh, the side looks really good as well. Top looks really good. Look at that, that just wants to come right off. This is gonna be satisfying, I hope. The base is pretty good, actually. I do have a feeling I'm gonna have to turn it upside down to get, you know, up there and stuff, but I think we can maybe start stripping, which is crazy because I thought this would take way longer. I am using my new scraper that I got at an estate sale for $5. So nice and big. All right, hopefully this is satisfying. Here we go. I've never had stripper work this well. Talk about a satisfying strip. Wow.
That's what she said. Michael.
So now here is what we're working with. This is where we're currently at, which is actually pretty good. Honestly, I'm so tempted to just power wash this thing. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm gonna keep working on it and try to get off as much as I can. So it's been a minute since I've worked on this piece. So all of the paint stripper has dried. So everything's kind of just like flaking off. What I'm gonna do, I originally was going to hit this with power washer, but because most of it's kind of flaking off now, I'm just gonna take 100 grit sandpaper and just blast the top, well, every inch of it, and see what I can get off. It is definitely going to gum up my sanding pads, but that's okay. I think it'll be easier. Then I won't have to wait for it to dry or risk the wood warping or anything if I were to put water on it. So let's start sanding. So I just sanded most of the top, and this is gonna take me a while. I actually switched to 80 grit, which I didn't really wanna do because this is really soft. I can see the squigglies from me sanding, so I'm gonna have to go back over and work my way up to get rid of all of these squiggles, especially now because I think I'm going to have to stain darker because you can kind of see all of this like unevenness, and I don't know, I'm not a big fan of pine, light colored pine, any sort of pine, but I think staining it darker will make it look a little bit better. So when you stain something that's light underneath naturally with a dark stain and there's those squiggles, it can look very apparent and ugly. So we do need to make sure that we get rid of all of that. And I have a long ways to go. I'm gonna be sanding for a while. I gotta do all the sides. So the two sides and then the inside. So I gotta like flip this thing upside down and get underneath like the top, which I guess I don't have to be like too perfectionist about, but I do wanna make it look nice if I wanna get some money for it. So, yep, we're just gonna keep on sanding. I really don't know what else to do. I was thinking if I could put like more stripper on it or something, but I don't think anything would help me right now getting this stuff off. So, and there's lots of little like divots and nicks and stuff in here. Let me show you, like right here. So I actually ordered dentist like pick, what they use when they clean your teeth, and so that will help me get some of these out and get out of these cracks right here. In a perfect world, I wish I could like disassemble this and like take it apart, and that would make it a lot easier to sand and stuff, but that's not gonna happen. So just gotta keep on grinding. So I finished the bulk of the sanding on the inside and then both of these sides. I still need to flip this thing over, do the top, the sides of the insides, and then the whole base. So I guess I didn't do a bulk of it because that's really the bulk of it. But anyway, I'm gonna take a break because my ears are ringing and my hand is still vibrating from the sander. And I am going to use my little dental set. Today I am not the furniture doctor, I am the furniture dentist, because this just came in the mail, and we are going to use this to pick out all of the paint in the groove. So this should be satisfying, hopefully. So here's my little dental picker. And now I'm not sure what I should do for these spots, especially like this kind of deep one that I just did. Do I fill them? Do I just kind of leave them as is? Because kind of the nature of pine is it's very soft and gets dinged. So I don't know if I just leave it and just let that be the look of the piece, you know? So I did a little bit of that picking, but now what I'm gonna do is flip this onto its back and start sanding everything else, because I feel like at this point I'm kind of procrastinating. So lots of paint on the underside I didn't get. Maybe you can see the construction. So they put some of these felt pads, some of these screws. So I don't know who made this, if it was homemade or what. There's no maker's marks. There's one mark right here that says 7-23. Don't know what that means. I don't think it was made July 2023. It looks too old for that, but who knows? So I guess I could start sanding in here. And I don't know if I should try to apply stripper again over here or just sand. I don't know. I'm just gonna sand and see how far that gets me. So let's get to it. I got my work cut out for me today. So I think I got out here at 9:30 this morning, maybe 9. It's now 12. That's how long I've been sanding. I'm so tired, and my hand, I still feel like I'm holding the sander. It's like vibrating. I did get this done, the top, and then the bottom side, and most of the sides. It's not perfect, but I was also sanding with 60 grit. Like 80 grit didn't even work. I'd moved to 60, and I've gone through quite a few sanding pads. Like the finish on this table is so just deep. I still have to do like all of this, like get all that green out and scrape all of that in the corners. But right now I really just want to get a bulk of the sanding done. So what I need to do now is, the only parts I have left are these two insides. So I'm going to take this and flip it on its side so it's a little bit more ergonomic for me to sand. I have it like that now, and now I'll be able to more easily get my sander in here. So hopefully this goes quick. So I did most of the sanding, got most of the stain off, and I'm about to call it quits for the day. But what I want to do is fill this. So this does have time to cure until tomorrow. So what I'm using is Quickwood epoxy. I really like this stuff. It's really strong, really easy to use. And if I can get it out of the tube. There we go. It kind of looks like a Tootsie Roll. You've probably seen me use it before. And then I just take off a clump, and you see the white in the middle, brown on the outside. You want to mix it, just knead it together until it's one color and you don't see those two colors anymore. Basically, one of the colors is the hardener activator. So once you mix it together, that's what activates it and causes it to start to get harder. All right, so this looks pretty good. And I am just going to press it into this corner. Now I like to overfill because it's gonna have to get sanded down anyway. And that will allow me to shape it a little bit better if I overfill it, because we're trying to mimic this rounded edge. So that one looks pretty good. And we do also have a smaller chunk on this side that we need to fill. Next day we're back. This has cured very nicely. So now we are going to sand it. I'm gonna use 120 grit and then just kind of get the shape of it good. And then we'll come back to all the finishing stuff after everything else I need to do on this piece. So like really fine tuning it, but I just want to get the bulk of it off. And yeah, so let's do that now. Now back to the dreaded scraping. I thought this would be fun, and it kind of is, but it's like really labor intensive. So I'm still really not sure what I'm going to do for a stain. I was thinking dark, but I'm really scared that this pine won't take a dark stain well. And then I will have to do all this sanding and stuff again, and I don't think I could do that mentally. I ordered some Rubio Monocoat in like a charcoal color. I also don't want to add like a walnut stain, and then people are like, oh, you just made it that ugly orange. I also thought about doing the technique where you take steel wool and vinegar and it makes this stain. People are like, oh, you're just applying rust. It's actually iron acetate, I think, is what the chemical reaction. But it gives this cool, it like reacts with the tannins in the wood when you apply it, and it gives like this cool gray. It depends upon the wood that you're using on, the wood species. But then I'm like, that's also kind of a gamble. And then I was thinking, like, you know, when people they like burn the wood and it gives it this cool dark look. But there's a fire ban here, and that's the last thing I need is setting a piece of furniture on fire on accident. And then everything really goes to waste. So all my work. So I really don't know. That's why I wish I could like upload this before finishing it so you guys could tell me what to do, because I don't know. Just gonna hope and pray. Like, I guess I understand like why they painted it. I mean, it was cool. It would be really cool if it had like a good paint job, but there's no way that I could consciously apply paint to this after all the steps I've taken to get the paint off. So I was about to start scraping all of these little corners, sides, whatever. But like I showed in the beginning of the video, there's this hardware. And so what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is just try to detach this base. And then if I can do that, then just have like, just be able to sand and not have to just scrape and everything. So I'm gonna try it. Let's see. It doesn't look like it's also glued. If that's the case, then I won't be able to get it off. Whoop. Yep, it came right off. Look at that. Okay, cool. So we are going to sand. And that eliminates having to sand all and scrape the crevices. So let's just blast this. Now look at this big juicy one. I can start picking. We are moving on to wood bleach. So I have my water, my hot water. I'm gonna be using this wood bleach by Savogran, and basically I just dump it in until it stops dissolving. I don't really measure. Give it a good stir. And I'm doing this because there seems to be like just a lot of unevenness on the pine. I'm not sure it will have that much of an effect or difference, but it's at least worth a shot. That should be enough. We have this. I'm gonna apply it with a chip brush, one of these. And let's start applying. So these are kind of the spots I'm hoping will come out or at least lighten, but usually oxalic acid only helps with like the iron reaction in the tannin when like the water hits the wood and it creates like these dark speckles. Sometimes it can lighten it, but we'll see. I don't think it's gonna have that much of a difference, but it's not an expensive product, so it can't hurt, right? We'll also do the inside here. It is the next day, and now we need to neutralize all of this. So I have my cup. I'm gonna put some water in here. And baking soda. This is gonna go right in. Now the baking soda solution will neutralize the oxalic acid that I had put on. And this is an important step because if you don't do this, then the oxalic acid or the wood bleach can cause some issues when you put your stain or your top coat on with adhesion. So we want to make sure that everything is neutralized. And honestly, I'm not really sure if it made much of a difference, the oxalic acid, but oops, you see the fizzies now? So that's the reaction we're looking for. Now that this is all dry, we are going to start sanding with higher grits to kind of remove any piggly squigglies I've left in here, which I honestly don't see too many, but if I do stain it darker, that's when we'll start to see it. So now I have to sand every inch with 120, and then we're gonna work our way up. I wanna get to at least like 220 or maybe 180, we'll see. So the sanding is done. I have flipped over the table. And what I'm gonna do now is do a little test of on like the bottom. I was lazy, I didn't sand and do this because that's just pure laziness actually. And there is some green still hanging out right here, but I'm so tired and I'm just literally losing money as I work on this piece because it's pine. Nobody's gonna spend a lot of money on pine. I think it's homemade, like, anyway. So I'm gonna take some Varathane wood conditioner and I'm literally just gonna do a spot right here. And this needs to sit for, for 30 minutes. So we'll let this sit for 30 minutes and then we'll do some stain swatches. I want to do a few different spots because the grain is so different on all these pieces. Like just because it looks nice on this plank doesn't mean it's going to look nice on like that plank, you know? So I'm just going to do a few different spots and yeah, let this sit for 30 minutes and then we'll swatch some stain. Okay, this is the stain, so it's Varathane in Classic Black that I am going to swatch. I just gave it a good stir. I think it's kind of cool, like a zebra effect. What do you think? I don't know what to do. I think it's pretty cool, and I don't really know what my other options would be. I don't know what to do. Should we do black? Let's just start downpouring. Look at this. I think we're just gonna go for it. YOLO, whatever. Stain it black. Hide all the green imperfections. So what I'm gonna do now is pre-stain everything. So I'm gonna start off with the base just in case I really hate it. Now we're gonna wipe off the excess. It's starting to look pretty cool. Now this is pretty nerve-wracking. We are going to do the top. So here we go, we're just going for it. So just stained everything, including myself. I have to go pick the baby up from daycare now, so this is gonna be very interesting because they don't know what I do for work for a living. Finished staining everything. I don't know how I feel, but I'm gonna at least let it dry. And then tomorrow I will come back and do top coat. Put it all back together and top coat. So yeah, let's let it cure. So we're back. It's the next day. I really don't know how I'm feeling about the stain. It's just plywood is so hard, or plywood, whatever it's called. I mean pine. Might as well be plywood. You do see some of the squiggle marks from my sanding, which I don't know how I would have avoided that, to be honest, by spending hours more time, but whatever. We're just gonna keep pushing through because there's nothing I can do now. This is the top coat that I'm using, the one I use all the time, Verithane's oil-based polyurethane. This is clear satin, and just applying with a brush. This is the base I'm applying this to. This is super protective, goes on like a dream. And I don't know, I feel kind of defeated by this project because of how much time I've put into it. Like, it would look really cool painted, but I cannot morally, consciously paint this after how much work I've put into it. Plus it is still pine underneath. Like, any dents or any like wear and tear, it's gonna show really fast because it's such a soft wood. So even if you do paint it, it's gonna get dinged up so fast. Like, some spots of this table look really good and some just look not great. You'll see on the top of the table, there's just like this one plank that did not really take stain well. So I think the way to kind of help that is if I got a toner, except I can't get a toner in the mail or get it delivered until next Tuesday, and today is a Thursday. And I kind of need this done now. So we'll see. Maybe it'll look fine. Maybe somebody will be into this look. So I'm actually going ahead and painting or sealing the inside of this right now because I did paint I keep saying paint. I did add a little bit more stain to the top of this table. So I'm gonna stain the inside of the top while that dries. This is definitely going to take me some time, being careful with all of the drips because I'm working against gravity. And you might say, oh, put it upside down, but if I do that, the stain is still drying. So I think this is just the best method of attack right now. I feel like I'm just standing here watching paint dry. I literally am. So, because I polyed the bottom and the inside, I did this. So I'm gonna install this base back on so then I can flip this on to the correct way, I guess. I can't speak today. And then I'll be able to do the top and the sides and get this ball rolling. So this poly is still kind of wet. Maybe that's a little low because none of the other holes are lining up. This is not making sense, but anyway, I'm just gonna reinstall this. All right, guys, so I've given it a little bit of time. I did that polyurethane, sanded it down smooth a little bit, brought my husband out to the workshop to show it to him, and I was like, what do you think? And he was like, eh. And in the nicest way possible, he told me, it does not look great. And I agree, but it's pine. What am I supposed to do? I don't know. So what I did is I took some of this. It's Mohawk Easy Vinyl Sealer. I took that and I put that over the polyurethane because I ordered, and I think I talked about this, black toner. So it just came in the mail, and toner has a little bit of lacquer in it, and lacquer and polyurethane don't really go together. So that's why I did the vinyl sealer, to kind of act as like a barrier between the two so we don't have any reactions. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try this. This is kind of like my last ditch effort, I guess, my Hail Mary, to see if I can like make this look a little bit better. And then if I can't, I think it's just gonna either need to be donated or painted. So, like I said, I already did the vinyl sealer, so let's gear up, put our PPE on, and tone this baby. Now this part right here is the one where it was really bothering me, so let's go and fix that. Oh, it's kind of looking a little streaky, but... And then the thing with these cans is if you don't clean them periodically, they can splatter. So there's a little bit of splatter, but what can I do at this point? Nobody's gonna pay for this. I'm so upset. I feel like I've just been wasting my time. All right, whatever, let's keep going. So I just did it, just put it on. I don't know if that made it better or worse. You can see the little specks of black where the toner just went bzz, bzz, bzz. Oh. Did I just publish this video and you guys tell me what to do? Paint it, burn it, throw it out, thrift it? Welcome to my documentary. I'm here to say it is the next day, I slept on it, and I'm done. I am done with this piece of furniture. The time, energy, product that I've put into this piece, not worth it. It lost its worth like a long time ago. So I'm gonna show you the before and after. So this piece I found at the thrift store for $30. I was really originally attracted to the shape and actually the color, like the lime green was not too bad. And I brought it home, was super excited about this piece. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be great, it's gonna be so viral. Like, oh, it's gonna go from like neon green to beautiful mid-century modern, like space age shape. Wrong, it did not go that way. Because when I started stripping, it was pine. Underneath was soft pine. This was definitely a handmade piece, really cool shape. And you know, joke's on me because I could have just flipped it over and looked at what the wood type was, but honestly, I haven't really worked with pine that much to know it would suck this much. Like I knew it sucked, but this was bad. So anyway, after all of the stripping, all of the poking, prodding of the nooks and crannies to get that stupid green paint out, the sanding, the wood bleach, the staining, the sealing, everything, transformation is complete. So drum roll please, here is the after. So this piece, it's unfinished, right? Because the last that you saw, I applied the black toner. I have not done anything to it since because I'm truly stumped and I don't want to add lacquer to it because that's so expensive and why am I gonna add more product to this? So I really, really need your help. What do I do? Do I paint this? Do I paint it black? I mean, that would look really cool, but the issue is it's soft pine. So like if a kid starts playing, like I just imagine my son playing with his little cars on this table and just like dinging it. And then you're gonna have all these dings in the black paint and like in the wood and these like divots, which I don't know, that's just, I don't like that. And so I don't know what to do. I think the most hysterical thing would be to paint it lime green again. I don't know if I could mentally do that to myself after how much work I put into it, but I truly don't know what to do. And there's been a lot of pieces that I've worked on that I haven't known what to do, and it, you know, kind of workshop it and it all just turns out okay. But this piece, no. Like the way that the pine kind of took the black stain, which it honestly came out a little bit better than I thought it would. It is not the stain that I used, it's not the top coat that I used, it's literally the wood that this is made out of. Like pine, avoid it at all costs. Thinking back, should I have gone with like a tan wash? Yeah, maybe, but that's not really my vibe, so it didn't go that way. Am I gonna strip it and do this whole thing over again to do that? No. So I need your help. It looks so bad, doesn't it? Now that you've seen it up close, so much time has been wasted. Now that you saw the splotchiness of the stain, the splatter of the toner, what do you think? I don't know what to do. So that's why I'm gonna publish this video, because I need you guys to tell me what to do. Do I, one, just try to sell it as is, which I honestly feel like I can't sell this with my name on it. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna have to have my husband listed and be like, oh, this is just some piece of furniture I was working on. Like I can't morally try to sell this with my name on it. I feel like I can't do that. Do I paint it and just like give up all the hard work that I put into this piece? Do I light it on fire? There's a fire ban, but I could go somewhere where there's not a fire ban. Or do I go bring it back to the thrift store, and just erase all of the time and money and energy I put into this? Like, this is my full-time job, and the fact that I am not gonna be able to make any money off this is really painful. So I need your help. Tell me what to do, because I will make a part 2 to this video, and we will work through this and find a better solution for this piece. Unless it's burn it or thrift it, because then there won't be a part 2. But so I hope this just kind of shows that not everything goes to plan. Not everything, that I have a vision for turns out exactly as I envisioned it. And so mistakes happen, lessons were learned. I did learn a lot. Number 1 lesson, I hate pine and I'm never working with pine again. And yeah, shit happens. Beep happens, Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with me through it if you made it this far. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hype everything and anything that YouTube allows you to do, because that allows me to keep creating free content. Why, Odie? Mwah. So thank you guys. I promise the next video will not have this sort of outcome. Knock on wood. Knock on pine. Bye guys. Yeah, bye Odie. Bye.